Hello everyone, my name is Cade and welcome back to more our A-Story Investigations Miles Edgeworth. But last time, we completed the rest of Case 3, or Episode 3, dealing with the kidnapping, and now we are dealing with a case from the past, where before basically events of the first trilogy, there's an event with Kay's father, and who's now dead. I'm wondering where that child is now, and now we have a young Edgeworth, Gumshoes, Franziska, and even Manfred with us. He's not young, he's still him, but you know what I mean. Anyways, let's start with looking at Gumshoe.
Yeah, Val?
Let's present some stuff first.
Hey, so that's a...
Did I already read this?
That's a prosecutor's badge, huh?
You mentioned that you've only recently become a detective, did you not?
You got it. I'm a brand spanking new detective.
So that means you've probably never seen a real prosecutor's badge, right? If you so happen to want to take a look, I just might be able to make your day.
You don't have to go through the trouble, pal, because a real man has a police badge. And someday, I'm gonna become an ace detective just like Detective Bad. Did I say something wrong, pal?
Let's return to the investigation, detective. Do you know anything about this? Do you have any insight on this, Detective Gumshoe?
Well, as a detective, I'd rather see something that is actually related to the case, pal.
And here I thought this was related enough.
That's the whole truth there, pal. I swear.
So, you were guarding the door to lobby number 2 at the time of the crime, correct?
Yeah, that's right. And now you know, not even a single ant got by me.
I don't believe that, because I'm pretty sure I saw a line of something outside, and I think it was ants. Really? Are you sure that not even a single ant slipped in?
Well, I guess when we're talking about slipped in, then maybe a frog or something did.
It would appear that my point has also completely slipped by you, Detective.
I'm so excited, pal. This is my first real crime scene. Let's get investigating.
Detective Gumshoe, I thought investigations were supposed to be conducted in a calm, collected manner.
What do you know about how to run an investigation, little boy prosecutor?
I know that at the very least, I have a greater grasp than you of what happened here.
Why, you don't know any more than me, pal. Look, you just stay behind me, boy, and out of the way.
Ironic coming from the guy that's been a step behind me the entire case. You know say anything, Gummy?
This is my first time setting foot inside a courthouse. Who would have thought it'd be my first case as a detective? You know, I get the feeling I'll be coming here a lot more in the future.
As a suspect, Detective?
Of course not, pal. Anyway, this lobby's actually pretty luxurious. I mean, for defendant's lobby, it's got a pretty big TV. Oh, and there's that tea set on the table over there. Bet you didn't know that I'd like to drink tea. Wow, this room really is decked out. If it means spending time in here, maybe being a suspect isn't such a bad thing after all.
I'm beginning to suspect that leaving this detective in charge of anything might be bad. But he is right, this room is rather well furnished. And somewhere in this room, the truth is slumbering. It's time to find it and give it a wake-up call. The murder. So, Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah, what is it, boy?
Ugh. Of all the people that call me that, this detective is by far the least qualified. I wanted to ask you about how the investigation is proceeding.
Speak for yourself, pal. Did I do a great Detective Bad or what?
Oh my god, is that the reason why he calls everyone pal? Because he's trying to mimic Detective Bad? That's kind of cute, actually. I like that. Has this man not a professional bone in his body? Ugh, very well. Then I will inspect the victim's bodies myself. Speaking of Detective Bad, look at this cool guy. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case?
Faraday and Rao. Looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right.
And what would that they be?
Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy?
Well, now I've been downgraded to just boy. Everyone here is just an asshole to me.
Whoa!
What is it, Detective Gumshoe?
My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal.
Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one.
Ooh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge.
Gumshoe.
Way too noisy.
You're the noisy one, Scruffy.
Don't touch it. Get your fingerprints all over it. Look, I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work.
Foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to show up on. Well, now the TV is playing static. The TV has been left on.
Why are you looking at me like that? It wasn't me. I didn't touch anything. Joe, you do know what'll happen to you if you touch something again, right? I won't touch anything. I won't even go anywhere near the TV, sir. You, get back to your investigation, all right?
I was planning to do so anyway. The window is open and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air.
Ugh, flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly.
Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change?
Oh, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. I won't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor.
Are you really ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows? No human being can climb through these barred windows. The scent of flowers is in the air.
Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one can get through these windows, right?
They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. Here's the thing that I'm thinking. There could be a gunshot. So the question is, did they, who killed who? And so it was Faraday that was shot, right? I think they said? Or was it the guy who was shot? One of them was shot, they said. The other was stabbed. But the thing that I'm thinking here is it's technically possible for someone... Sure, you can't climb through it. But you could shoot a bullet through it if you're a good enough shot, so... I don't know, maybe you have a sniper or something? Maybe Shelly the Killer is here. Remember Shelly? From, What was it? The Final Case of Justice for All? Yeah. Because he kidnapped Maya, that's right. What's these? There's some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance.
Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy.
Tea set and plastic bags on top of the table are completely undisturbed. Interesting. Okay.
Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know?
Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor throwing us off. Past Edgeworth think. Mean type? No, I can't combine those. Those don't make sense. What's this? Oh, no. There's also a bag here. Like, not a plastic one, but just like a...
There's some stuff in the bag, pal.
I suppose this is Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him.
This is evidence? Huh? I better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it.
Do you just not pay attention to anything you do? He's trying his best, okay? His decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. It's not Charlie. Fake plant. Asshole. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room.
You're not Charlie. You're a fake and a fraud.
Let's take a look. Let's talk to Fran. Fran first.
Ah, I see.
You figure something out.
This is a competition, Miles. And as such, I'd appreciate if you didn't talk to me.
As you wish. Alright, never mind. Alright, let's get to the main meat and bones of this investigation. Looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. So it seems that Mr. Rell was the one who died first then, right? And Mr. Rell was the one that was shot, gotcha. Again, it's still technically possible someone could be shot from outside the window. Unlikely, yes, but impossible? No. Now, if someone's a good enough shot, then, I don't know, no. Again, you could have an assassin. And this series has already established that assassins do exist. First glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However,
using logic, the only logical conclusion is...
Huh. What was that outburst for?
My detective's instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see?
You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense.
I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. I won't... Well, there's blood on this one singular sleeve I'm noticing. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Only one of them's got blood on it.
The bags for keeping evidence safe, pal.
I know that much, detective.
Sure good at this stuff, aren't you, pal?
Normally, I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy... Anyway, these plastic bags could be evidence of a fight between... Could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? Plastic bags are used to store evidence or strewn all over the floor. Alright. There's the gun and knife. I want to take a look at that knife.
Looks like Mr. Rell died with the knife in his hands.
There's some blood stuck on it.
And he must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it.
Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? So was it premeditated, or... I should jot some notes down about it. Strange. Well, there's Mr. Rell. First he killed a Cadopian, an embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself.
This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know?
Oh? What makes you say that?
Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two.
Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Deadman. That name's still great to me.
Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something.
Detective's intuition.
Yeah, do you know about it? There's a special feeling that all
We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation.
But my intuition!
Mr. Faraday, how ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse.
Yeah, why do you have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal.
Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes?
Yeah.
Get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder.
Right, I'm on it, pal.
That's honestly kind of cute. Edgeworth just encouraging him. Maybe it was not as wholesome as Edgeworth makes it seem, but it was kind of wholesome.
It's like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand.
So, here's the thing. One of them definitely is a murderer still, and I don't just mean Mr. Rell killing Deadman. I'm talking like one murdered the other, but I don't think it's not a case of both murdering each other. I don't think, but it's a case of one murdering the other, and then the one that murdered the other got killed themselves by a third party. I think. But the question, of course, to first ask is, which of these two killed the other first? Because again, I don't think that... Again, I just can't believe that both would kill each other. I don't know why, but something about that just doesn't feel right to me. I mean, sure, it'd be the obvious conclusion, but nothing in this series is obvious, so... So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him whilst gripping onto the gun.
I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun?
It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. I was about to say I know how to fire a gun as well. Actually, that reminds me. I've actually once. You know what? I actually have a kind of a funny story about that, now that I think about it. A long time ago, my uncle, he got a bunch of guns, and he once took me and my brother, when we were younger, to go to a firing range to fire some of his guns. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And we just, like, for me, I just fired, like, I think I just fired a revolver, if I remember correctly. There was another pistol he had, but it was a lot more kickback. It wasn't, like, heavier caliber or anything. I think it was just that you had to hold it right, and I was too young at the time for me to... I guess I was, like, in middle school or something. But the point that I want to get at is the day after, when I was getting ready to go to school, and, I put on my shoes, and as I'm walking about to leave the house, I notice that my shoes have, like, are making this weird clinking sound. And I'm just getting confused, like, why are my shoes suddenly clinking? They don't have metal on them. And then I take off my shoe and look at it. I look at the bottom. You know how your shoes have, like, those grooves on the bottom of them? In the grooves of my shoe, there were shell casings, like the casings that get ejected from a gun, just stuck into my shoe. So I was almost about to go to middle school with shell casings in my shoe. Oh, which imagine if that had become loose and just suddenly in that middle school there's just random shell casings. There wasn't any bullets in them, mind you, but because I mean, again, they were already fired, they were empty. But still, just the fact that there'd be a casing would probably be enough to scare a middle school. So it's a great thing that I ended up looking, because that could have turned very interesting that day. Again, sorry for going off topic. I just thought it was a funny story that I just remembered. Although I doubt I'd ever need to use one.
I hope you never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands.
It appears that the release's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Okay. I don't think there's anything else here of note, honestly. These are technically in contradiction to each other, so maybe these connect. Yeah, why is it that the table's neat, but the floor is not? There's a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table. And yet, a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. So, maybe they're the ones that Faraday was holding? In which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there?
Another reason.
I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside the bag is related somehow.
Get that blood away from me, pal.
Inspector Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag?
Hold on. Let me ask the lab guy.
Alright, please hurry.
Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either.
It appears that this bag is a very important piece of evidence.
Okay, if you say so. I'll leave it in your hands, pal.
Alrighty. Plastic bag, jot it down. Huh. Alright. Can I talk to Mr. Bad again? Boy. This guy looks cool. Francisca, you got anything to say? There's something I haven't checked yet. Can I talk to this guy in the back there? No. There's not any other logic I can enact. Gumshoe? Let's try presenting some of the new stuff we got. Nope.
I'd reach you if you didn't point that thing at me, okay?
Don't get cheeky with me, Detective. I simply wish to show it to you.
And you got point in showing it to me? Because I don't even have a single penny on me, so you're out of luck, pal.
Well, that was an unusual reaction to being shown a piece of evidence. What about the knife?
A knife is one of the murder weapons, right?
Yes, it was the weapon that took Mr. Faraday's life.
There's blood stuck on the blade and it's still fresh.
You're in the homicide division, correct? You'll be seeing a lot more blood. Even if it's not your cup of tea, you might as well get used to it.
But the sight of blood isn't something I want to get used to.
Don't think of it as seeing blood, but rather as a representation of the killer. If viewed in that sense, you begin to see how the killer operates.
Right, pal. Thanks for the fresh perspective. I feel better now.
I'm glad someone does. There's probably something I haven't examined here. Yeah, there it seems like there is. Is there something in his hand? His hand is all black down here.
His hand's all black down here, see? Wonder what it could be.
If you look closely, is there something in his hand? This blotting pattern resembles an ink stain. Ink? Oh yeah, I do see the ink now. Huh. Why does he have ink on his left hand? Huh, that's weird. No idea what that's all about.
An ink stain?
Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen.
The feather pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal?
Mr. Rail's cause of death was from being shot, correct?
I think so. And that's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down.
We should probably move his body then. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth.
Are you sure they're trying to hide something?
I can't confirm Mr. Rail's cause of death was his body positioned like that. Detective Van, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible.
What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are?
I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you?
I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it.
Labby? Yes, sir! We're taking enough photos of the scene, sir. And there you have it. You're not expecting me to actually pick up the bodies for you, are you? Just do it yourself.
Do you not approve?
I literally just... Of course not.
What?
Investigation of a crime scene is the work as a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will you? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Alright, let's see. Alright. Well, I won't rest until nook. Trying to see if there's anything out, like, right out the gate that... You know what? There is. What's this? Hang on. There's something in his breast pocket. Oh! Is that like the cap to a pen? That might be where the ink comes from. It's a fountain pen. The fountain pen in Faraday's pocket has an especially nice nib. Yeah.
Hey, you know, I always keep my pencil by my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me. You should always write your name on everything you own.
Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Leave my mans alone. You know, I just thought about how good would Gumshoe look in 3D. I feel like Gumshoe would look amazing in 3D, because the reason I'm thinking that is because I just remembered the final case in Spirit of Justice where we get to see Larry in 3D, and his 3D animations are, honestly, in my opinion, incredible in terms of, like, translating the 2D ones to 3D. Like, they are, like, perfect translation from 2D to 3D, in my opinion, for Larry. So I would love to see how they do Gumshoe, because I think he would look great as well. Maybe one day in the future. Mr. Faraday is holding a gun in his right hand.
This is the one Mr. Rail got blown away by, right? Labby, Your answer.
Yes, sir. We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun.
Ballistic markings are,
Are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired? Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. You know, something I'm wondering about, I assume it's simply random, but I wonder, the whole ballistic marking things, is that like intentional design for like a gun manufacturer to make every gun have like unique, leave a unique pattern on the bullet? Or is that simply happenstance that happens? That's just like convenient that you can tell? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm explaining it badly. It's like, was it intended for ballistic markings to be a thing, or did they just kind of just conveniently exist?
yeah, that's it. Of course. I already knew all about that, pal. Maybe better off going back to the academy. Come on, sir. Cut me some slack, will you?
So the bullet was fired from his gun is what found Mr. Rattle. Hang on. That knife is glass, isn't it? You can see. Can you? Wait, no. Maybe I'm. Is that knife glass? It looks like you can see his thumb through it. Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rattle is holding.
Ouch.
What's wrong, Detective?
My stomach's starting to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed.
Just keep your mind on the case, alright? I don't know if it's just the way that it's angled, but it literally looks like you can see Mr. Rell's thumb through the knife. Again, that might just be the angle, but it, like look, you can see like this little triangle at the base of the blade. That looks like it's just his knuckle, like his thumb knuckle. I don't know if that's simply just coincidence of the blade's design matching perfectly with his hand, or if that actually implies that the blade is glass. I wonder if it actually says that. Let me see. Nope. I don't know, I just thought it was interesting. There's this bullet hole that has blood dripping downwards. Showing the chest.
Take some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round.
You know, I just remembered something that's probably important that we might need to ask the judge about, but didn't the judge mention he heard a party popper? That probably wasn't a party popper, wasn't it? He probably heard a gunshot. I remembered that, or that was something that was mentioned earlier. The judge, like, came in saying, like, hey, is there a party going on? I thought I heard a party popper. That was probably a bullet, then. If we can ask the judge when he heard that, then you could probably get a time of when this happened, right? There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean it was a long-range shot.
Wait, burn marks?
A round grows very hot as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range, so this was done at a distance. There you go. Mr. Rella must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. Okay.
You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal.
Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial.
Leave me alone.
There's a stab wound.
There's a knife wound in his chest here, see?
What if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rella's holding?
Labby,
Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir.
make it quick.
From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rella's holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory in any case. Here's the problem I think that gets introduced with this, which is the fact that there are no burn marks on Rell's clothing. So, like, I don't know, like, after being shot from a distance, like, I don't know how far away you would have had to have been, but You'd be quite stunned from being shot, or I don't know, maybe adrenaline, I don't know.
What a crazy way to go.
Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. Yeah, something about that explanation doesn't sound right to me either. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Oh, hey, you moved. Can I talk to you and have some different dialogue? Nope.
I don't have any different dialogue. Leave me alone.
What about the child?
Ah, I see.
Did you figure something out?
This is a
Wait, this is the same dialogue, damn it. Okay, I already checked this area. Okay. Just want to be safe, just want to be safe. Is there any other logic I can do? Ink stain. Oh, yeah, the ink stain in the fountain pen. So the ink is from his own pen, likely. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand, I wonder if it might be the ink from his own fountain pen.
Oh, let's ask the lab guy.
Detective Gumshoe, I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen.
I see. Good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that, even if it's just one time in my life.
And Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand. I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. Oh, I see the problem. So why is the gun in his right hand, then? It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well.
Okay, if you say so, pal.
I see that, yeah. If he's left-handed, then look at the body right now. You can see that the gun's in his right hand. I don't know about you, but I don't know if I would use a weapon in my non-dominant hand. I feel like I'd just fumble around with it.
I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? You really did kill each other.
No, we can't conclude that quite yet. This is something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there's another possibility.
No way, pal. Really?
I suppose I would just have to show you the conflicts in the crime scene. I assume it wants me to do it's the gun in his hand. The gun in his hand is contradictory. And then the gun... by left-handed Faraday, and this is in his right hand, so why isn't he using that? Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. There you go, he is left-handed. And yet, the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is a great contradiction haunting this crime scene.
Hey, you're right, pal. It does seem kind of strange. But how did something like that happen?
Maybe someone planted the gun. The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died.
Someone else?
Plastic bag scattered on the floor and the gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. There we go. Perfect. September 10th, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Here's the autopsy report.
Right. It is probable that Mr. Rush survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from a stabbing. Interesting.
Okay, so Faraday died instantly, but Rel could have survived. Or just a little bit. Alright, interesting.
It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case.
Are you sure we know everything?
Of course, the incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt.
Do you really believe that to be the truth?
Huh. Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth for you? That you don't want to believe it's true? If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there's any contradictions to be found, that is.
Don't worry, I will. Alright, Francisca, child. What happened?
Mr. Ferry's death was instantaneous while Mr. Rell was survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Ferry died after he shot Mr. Rell. And Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Ferry's knife and stabbed him. These are the facts of this case.
Alright. Mr. Ferry's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. Alright. Maybe let's try pressing her for a bit, because I didn't see anything obvious, at the very least.
Hold it!
Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously?
I have the murder report right here. Mr. Ferry died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. You see? It's been documented clear as day.
Maybe I should take a look at that just in case. Faraday died of a knife stab to the chest. The shock of stabbing caused instantaneous death. Rell died of a bullet wound to the chest. There's no gunpowder burn on his clothes, suggesting he was shot from a few yards. It's possible he was still alive for a short while after being shot. Okay, just wanted to confirm that Francisco wasn't saying anything wrong. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement? Wait, wait, you didn't just say what I think you said, did you? Did I wait. Francisca.
Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself, however, Mr. Ferry died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need.
Alright, so if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stabbed.
You're finally beginning to catch on, I see.
Can I look at what your last statement said? Oh, okay. And Mr. Rell, on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Got it. Do you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday?
Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So, the two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound.
Can you really say that? It's perfect.
What are you insinuating?
Nothing. However, I can't remember what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So if you could append your statement, that statement to your testimony.
Fine.
They struggled and Mr. Rell used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday. They struggled, huh? Not the right button! Damn it. About this statement.
Mr. Rell used all of his remaining strength to take the knife and defend himself. One can easily see that they had a violent struggle. Of course, it's nothing compared to what my riding crop can do.
How does one compare the damage a crop can do with the state of this room?
Furthermore, all the plastic bags on the floor in this room are scattered there due to the fight. Is there anything else that I can explain for you?
No, that would be fine. Those are the facts that's getting... Nope. Hang on. They struggled and Mr. Rell used the last of his strength to counterattack. Oh, but there was no struggle. Gumshoe didn't hear anything.
Objection!
You didn't hear Gummy, did you? If the two men were fighting, the struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing.
Huh, you place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of the argument, let's say that there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife?
Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting here in lobby number 2. It's not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw chance and took it down at some point.
So, what you're saying is this. Mr. L took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Fetty shot Mr. L after being stabbed.
No. Isn't there something strange in Francisca's statement just now? Yeah, something is very off. What did you just say? Wait, something doesn't add up.
Oh, really?
It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. L after being stabbed. Yeah, because his death was literally instantaneous.
Take that!
According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that.
Ooh, you got me.
Don't question me. But of course.
Well then, if the report is correct, then there's only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. L attacked first, then Mr. Fetty, who died instantaneously would have been unable to kill Mr. L. Therefore, Mr. L must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot, and they both died. That's the only explanation that makes logical sense.
Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca.
I just want to explain to you as simply as possible. Before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolishly foolish fool like you could foolishly propose.
How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. You still got a lot to learn, little girl. Francisca, you still got a ways to go. Oh dear.
What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic?
Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he died is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in this crime scene is... So... Stabbed first... Oh, the order the bodies fell in? Because he should be on the bottom then. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. L. Then, the wounded Mr. L found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot and Mr. L died thereafter. But the body should be flipped then. Mr. L should be on top of Mr. Faraday. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled.
No.
Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. L's. Therefore, Mr. L must have died before Mr. Faraday.
Impossible!
Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene that we must solve it...
No! Not so fast, Miles Edgeworth!
What now?
I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that's even clearer now that the incident started with the Mr. Faraday's murderous intent.
She should have bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. Alright, let's see it. What happened, part 2?
There's a chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. L's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order.
So you're proposing that they fell at the same time and it's just coincidence? Really? Really? I just know that Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. Alright. What happened, part 2? It was just a chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rowell's.
Hold it!
Alright.
Objection!
I couldn't even get a word out.
Trusting someone's testimony in order to gain some time to think. You're a real one-trick pony, aren't you? It's too bad your trick only works on fools.
That wasn't my intent. I simply wished for more details as to how Faraday ended up on top of Mr. L.
Someone's impatient. I was just about to explain everything to you. So you think you could hold on for a minute?
No.
Francisca, I'll make you a deal. I'll hold on if you hold on to that whip of yours. I'll hold on to it, alright, as I whip you. Stop! Well now that you've quieted down a bit, I'd like to continue if you don't mind.
Why are you still an asshole to me?
Hold it!
The two fell on top of each other. Don't you find that to be just a bit strange?
Not at all. Ugh.
I can see it in her eyes. She's dead set against me from the bottom of her heart.
Miss Edgeworth, once I'm done here, you'll see that there's nothing strange at all. Nothing. Two men fell into a pride.
Which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time.
Hold it!
What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time?
I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and revolver. Then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom with the Mr. Faraday on top. Close range, there's more than possible.
Yes, it's possible, but...
Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got.
Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like you to append what you just said to your testimony.
I don't see any point to that, but as you please.
The fact indicates that they attack each other at the same time from close range. No, they can't, because the gun. Because the burn marks, there's none. He shot about a few more yards away, so they couldn't be close at all.
Objection!
You really need to look at that piece of evidence more. So you believe that they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction yet. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. Yeah, so why? And with there being no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation.
What a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolishly foolish fool. If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who?
The person that attacks first with murderous intent? That would be... Person that attacked first? It wasn't Mr. Faraday, because that was just what we proved otherwise. I'm pretty sure. Mr. Rell? No? Oh. Mr. Rell... It was neither. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Yeah, it doesn't make sense which way we do it, so the only explanation is that it's neither. There's a third person. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. Set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit.
Miss Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing.
Evidence, correct?
Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, since this is where the real test begins, can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime?
Of course. If a third person was truly here, that fact would resolve the glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup, made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it, and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. What is the piece of evidence that proves that there's a third person involved? The third piece of evidence, didn't hear a sign of a struggle. Mr. Rell's hand. Oh, I think I get it. The evidence I think it's the pen.
Take that!
Nope.
You're stupid.
No, I can't explain it, you idiot. Because I'm idiot too. There's no need for an explanation.
Well, I have no idea how it's related, so can you please explain to me?
Yes, well,
Let me guess. You can't explain it, can you?
guess who's getting a whipping? It would appear that I was wrong. There's definitely a contradiction here. And it should resolve itself if there truly was a third person. What is the piece of evidence that involves a third person? Is it the plastic bag? The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person.
So,
Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony.
I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle.
If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground. Right, that's right. Meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spraying a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Ah! Bingo. Oh, what are you riding?
Looks like we still got a long way to go in this investigation.
Yes.
Objection!
Who? Oh, it's you and the judge.
What the heck's up with you, pal?
it's bad. I advise you place Detective Gumshoe under arrest.
What? What? What's the meaning of this?
Huh. Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates.
Don't you dare.
That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door this entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie.
Monsieur, I ask that you please explain that last statement.
I'll let his honor explain it himself.
I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. Oh, hey, I'm going to be I'm actually going to be irrelevant. My God. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway.
What?
See, Mr. Rad? I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie?
Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir!
It would appear that the one who set this whole crime scene up is the detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles.
No, it's not him, obviously.
I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle.
Was that statement really a lie?
Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. To spit out the truth or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
Nope. Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I'm the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not?
Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy.
No. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly.
Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all.
Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to see you set the record straight on something.
What's that?
What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? Well, let's ask him why he wasn't there. Detective Gumshoe, why were you missing from the hallway for the span of time?
Look, pal, like I said, I was there the whole time, okay?
There is testimony against you that...
Miles Edgeworth, why are you wasting our time with a completely useless question? The only logical reason as to why he was absent is that he was busy committing crime. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool.
Maybe I should ask about something else. What about the state of the hallway? Detective Gumshoe, I take it that no one else was in that hallway at any time, correct?
Of course not, pal.
You're being awfully defensive. Might you be hiding something from me?
Watch your mouth, pal. You can't go around saying stuff like that around me without any evidence.
I suppose you're right. I have no evidence at this point.
Miles Edgeworth, how can you be losing a power of wits with this detective? You're a disgrace. Could you not whip me?
Maybe I should ask about something else. Motive for the murders. I suppose the one thing I'd like to clarify is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime.
Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir. Is that a fact?
Objection!
Huh? You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe?
I'm telling you, I am not lying.
The more natural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here.
Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to the flights of fancy. Because all I'm interested is in the perfect explanation.
You're serious, aren't you? Fine, you amuse me, so I'll hear you with a little courtroom practice.
Here we go. Gumshoe's motive.
It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by Ed Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation?
You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I can never hold a grudge. Quiet. We can't trust anything you say. Sir.
There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. But there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Miss Yu's perfect explanation may not be so perfect at all. Gumshoe's motive. Alright, here we go. It's about a week ago.
Hold it!
Okay, hang on. A week ago? Then you and Detective Gumshoe are acquaintances.
No way.
I only met him in person, eh? Then how did you know about Detective Gumshoe?
How I've seen him around before.
I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct.
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday was upset.
Yeah. You know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly... You know what? You know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. There he was, totally beat red in the face. And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making right now, right?
Completely innocent, I tell you.
The poor man.
It was quite the scene with the detective.
He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit."
Hold it!
You just stood there watching this unfold in front of you.
Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him.
No way. thought it was because I had something stuck in my face.
But you always do.
What? What if I got stuck on my face?
Let's start with your eyes. No, the mouth. Oh, and this ridiculous eyebrows.
Huh?
Oh man, messing with your eyes is too much fun.
Monsieur, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now.
Sure, why not?
Brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Alright. Got the new detective salary right off the bat like that.
I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but isn't that a common practice?
Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier too?
I guess it is common practice. I suppose I did.
It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to the actual worth. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, with a snap of his fingers. Do you think that maybe that's reason enough for detectives to hate you people?
Well, I guess you really shouldn't cut people's pay.
Detective Bad, don't tell me Mr. Von Comma cut your salary earlier.
I understand his pain. It hurts.
How's that for the perfect explanation? You call your explanation perfect?
Is it not to your liking?
No, it's not. Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards.
Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case?
What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. Oh, well, yeah, Faraday, maybe, yeah, but what about Mr. Rell? I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. Although, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rell?
His motive for killing Rel? Like I would know.
If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves?
Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea.
Really? What? That's impossible. She must know something.
Hey. Can you please not glare at me like that? Makes me laugh.
I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing at it. Wait!
Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of them two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway.
Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation.
Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so tired. Requisite trait for being a monk. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up.
I guess you'd both be quiet for just 1 second.
Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain to you two kids.
Alright.
Motive to kill the men? There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. L. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. L, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity. Set up to look like they had killed each other.
I had a feeling that's where this was at. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Rell and Faraday. Second KGA incident, as people call it, involving an embassy staff member. And the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there someone else I'm overlooking who's somehow relate to them? There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell.
Hold it!
So there's no one else who might have a grudge against both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? I suppose no one is a bit of a stretch. But I'm pretty sure no one like that was here in the scorehouse today. She's lying through her teeth. We just saw someone like that earlier. Yep. Besides, you don't need to prove that the killer had a grudge against both men. No, there is a person who has a grudge. We saw him earlier. Aren't you forgetting someone?
Objection!
Monsieur, I believe there's someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Bell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KG8 incident, and a member of the Cadovian Embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Cadovian Embassy staff, Mr. Rell. And the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both these men? Well, I suppose he might have had a reason or two.
You come for me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony, these are the only things I wish to hold.
But I didn't do it.
You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out.
You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time.
And why is that?
Cochin was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial. So I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived.
Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe.
I suppose so.
No way! Come on, Detective Bat, you gotta believe me, sir! It really wasn't that hallway the whole time, sir! I never took a single step in this room, sir! Okay, are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. Why should I believe you? You didn't do it.
As one incredibly foolish detective, standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt.
I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detectives really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up I spaced out while on duty or the like.
Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation. Detective Bad.
No. Stop.
I, as Edgeworth, I will go on ahead and report this to Papa.
And that's, as they say, is that. Alright, right everyone? This ain't over.
Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh?
Before we do, monsieur, there's something I'd like to speak to you about.
What is it?
Monsieur.
So, what do you want to ask me about?
The KG8 incident. The current case of the murdered Cadovian Embassy staff member.
I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And, what about it?
I'd like you to tell me everything you know about the original KG8 incident.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers.
No, I believe you know much more. Since you are directly tied to the KG8 incident.
I'd appreciate if you stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, you know?
I do. But I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here.
I think you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me. If
you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how late the KGA incident she is. It's her sister, right? Could she be the killer? She has a she technically has a motive for killing Faraday, because Faraday is the one who proved Manny Cochin was innocent, and Manny Cochin is the person that's suspected of killing her sis. She technically has a motive for murder. Miss you, I believe that I've proved your connection to the KG8 incident. Have fun with your proof. Very well. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG8 incident? Remind me how she's the victim. Yeah. I thought she was the victim, I just had to make sure, because for some reason I thought she was, something else. She's the victim. Your connection to the KG8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Sorry, but we're not related. What? Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I can help but... Monsieur, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. Alright, KG8 incident. As a yes, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Mono Group was my sister, CCU. As I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Cochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Cochin's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. What? The evidence had been tampered with. Isn't it just like a criminal do something like that? Smuggling ring being run out by the Amana Group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out, they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrive. He figured he should say hi and one other thing. Looks like he couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy, it's not alright with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. I give him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Brad says. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around and people in the gallery claimed that he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. Really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well, you see. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know? Laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. Here you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've gotta get going. I
still have a few loose ends I need to tie up.
Did you just walk through me? The KTA incident and this murder investigation. It's my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus, that Detective Gumshoe, it's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly, this case is far from over. Whether or not that detective's murder can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name is in Miles Edgeworth. So, there had to have been someone in the hallway. The question is who? And why would Gumshoe not say anything about them? Considering the fact that if he said their name, then he would probably be cleaned right off the bat in terms of charges. Well, he might get in trouble and fired, but... Wait, now everyone's replaced with a cop in here! Sir, what has become of the trial into the Godothian embassy staff member's murder?
Indeed. Since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely.
Huh. Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut.
I suppose it can't be helped.
The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while.
So, what do you think about the murder of the Godothian embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell?
What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivety.
An outrageous circus. Right, sir.
I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it.
Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation.
Whatever for.
I know that there's already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt.
Perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection.
Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish.
Then you're allowing us to continue.
In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it that I am not disturbed, save for the results of your competition.
Yes, sir.
Of course, Papa.
Francisca. Thank you.
What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on.
Yes, just as you wished.
I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's get to see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miss Miles Edgeworth.
I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. My partner is little child, Francisca. Safe trial.
It feels like there's a whole backside to this case we're not seeing.
And here we had thought that it was a case where the two men had killed each other.
We're lacking in information. And as a Von Karma, I can hardly call this a perfect investigation.
Indeed. It's as you say.
I can't believe we agree on something.
Just what is so revolting about agreeing?
Anyway, our first move should be to speak with everyone related to this case.
Indeed. Even if you had not said it, I was planning to do so anyway. Wait, what did I get whipped for? What was that last for? Damn you!
You think you can win this competition by simply showing that to me?
Not at all. In fact, I was planning to thank you. I wouldn't be a prosecutor today without you and your father.
I didn't really do much. You became prosecutor first, that's all. But just you wait and see, Miles Edgeworth. Very soon, I'll be a prosecutor too.
Good. Then we can both send criminals away together as colleagues.
You can be sure that I will always get more convictions than you.
It's almost cute that she's going as far to insist that she'll always win. Almost. You try and act all serious and all high and mighty, and yet you're still just a little baby child.
I'll kill you. KG incident, huh? The defendant was acquitted in that case, but I don't think we've seen the last of it.
The fact that he was acquitted on lack of evidence is just revolting. It's inexcusable.
Well, if it was my papa, he would have been found guilty in 3 minutes flat.
Indeed. You'll do well to watch and study more from our mentor, so that we may secure conviction for all those we try. That will be our rule.
What's all this we business? Don't let me in with you, Miles. Any suspect I come across will confess everything to me before we even reach the trial. I'll show you exactly who is the superior prosecutor.
Clearly, only one of us is playing to win here. I was wondering what you think of this piece of evidence.
Asking people for help is breaking the rules, Miles. As I said earlier, this is a competition, a battle of wits. If you want to ask someone for an opinion, you should start with yourself.
In other words, you have no real opinions about this piece of evidence, do you? I need to take a drink of water.
I just about choked on more.
I'm okay.
Miles, what are you doing over there?
I can't drink.
What? I can't. It's one of the weapons in this case. I pity Mr. Faraday. It's bad enough to be killed with evidence that he prepared himself, but to also be killed in a courthouse of all places. And right in the middle of one of the trials he was running to.
It just goes to show that nothing in life is predictable. This is gonna have the same dialogue, yeah. That's fine.
But it never hurts to take a look and see, right?
Nope. This? Francisco, look at my finger.
Why?
Alright, that's everything. Okay, what's going on back here with you? Are you good, sir?
Can't stop the water, sir!
It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much.
Bunch of fools who pretend to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolishly foolish fool.
Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand?
As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water drinking in fool's mouth is the thing that an officer should be covering. Let's give the officer a description of the water guzzler later.
He seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted a drink.
I was thirsty.
Look at this little model thing.
Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy's impressed.
I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se. Even I can sense the superb quality of this model.
I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for a trifle.
Oh? I see.
You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things.
Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. What?
It's an incredibly detailed model, isn't it?
I heard that it costs as much as to make as it cost to build the courthouse itself.
What was the point of making such an expensive model?
I felt the exact same way upon hearing it.
It's so hard to understand such foolishness.
Agreed.
Hi there.
What's the matter, officer?
I've been standing here forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom.
Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it?
No, it's a short way down the hall beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So I'm gonna hold it.
Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all.
Sir, another report, sir.
Me.
Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job?
Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guy can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream.
Actually, that's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. Blunt. Hi, Miss You. Miss You.
Oh, it's you, Edgeworth.
And, who are you?
Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Franziska von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family's name.
About to? I guess that means just that for now you're still just an art kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are.
What? Why are you whipping me?
Anyway, looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. I agree with you. That was funny that she just attacked Edgeworth.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting.
I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you.
Look at you. Eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. That... Skip you.
What exactly is so funny?
Sorry. I'm just kind of feeling a super serious atmosphere.
Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at the crime scene in law school.
I feel much better now. So, what do you want to talk about?
I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder.
We were independent lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free asking me yourself.
You were with Detective Bad? Why?
He had a little something to discuss, that's all.
Alright. Before I continue talking to you, considering you definitely seem like the correct way forward.
Mine's Edgeworth.
Yes?
What's the meaning of this bulletin board? Why are there so few trials posted?
It would appear that the entire week is devoted to Mr. Bell's trial.
Is the crime rate really that low in this country? Or maybe the police lack the proper motivation to get out there and catch the criminals.
I'm afraid I can't comment on that. However, I can say I have my doubts about the younger detectives.
Sounds to me like they're in need of a stricter hand. And I'll start my discipline regimen with that pathetic, filthy-coated detective.
I feel bad for the big guy, and yet I can't find no suitable reason to stop her.
Help me! It wasn't me, I tell you. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, I understand, so let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt you'll get anything useful from the detective while he's in this episode. Where can I go from here?
Oh, the courtroom.
What?
This is weird. Walking around the courtroom?
Witness stand. You know, for some reason, this game just made me wonder something. If they... You know what? I'm not even going to say F. When, because I'm going to manifest it with my mind. Maybe. Whenever they make another Ace Attorney game, do you think they'll try and do, like, 3D walking around crime scenes, or do you think they'll still do the visual novel stuff? I mean, they have this is where you're walking around stuff. I mean, I think both work. I just think it's interesting to think about. It's a witness stand.
I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty.
There are others besides the defendant that stand at this podium, you know.
I don't care. Just make sure you never end up standing on one of these. Or you'll be sorry.
I'll keep that in mind. Unfortunately, my future self is going to absolutely get caught. And then your father's going to jail.
Any day now, I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench.
By that time, I should already be standing here.
It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it?
If that would happen, Franziska, I'll eat my cravat. It's the defense attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident had happened.
What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking.
But I never... I'll have you know, I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. Rude. Ken, I was hoping you could examine the judge as well. doesn't seem like we can do anything else, so let's continue talking to you. Probably not gonna get anything out of that. Detective Bad. So, I think that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad.
Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG8 incident.
Detective Bad is also related to that incident. Really? Interesting.
That's right. He's the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. You know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? My Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG8 incident before, from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, Cece Yu, is my little sister. Oh, you're making that super serious face again.
I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy.
Speaking of Mr. Brad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time and the Yagarasu made a move. It's practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes.
I see. You did mention that he's in charge of the Yagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her about what she knows about the Yagarasu in more detail. Time murder. You claimed at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad.
But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Detective Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked.
And what did you talk about with Detective Bad?
Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial's going, and then I insulted him some more.
Bloody wood, she's not laughing. Her mouth seems to spew nothing but insults.
Anyway, Mr. Brad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2.
The only person I can really suspect at the moment is you. Because, and again, that's only because she would have a genuine motive, which is her sister died. And Faraday was the one who helped, who kind of like, Faraday was the reason why the culprit got away, right? I see. Mackerel. Damn it. Another pun name that I just now noticed. Gosh dang it. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct?
Yeah. Once I heard that I was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out, Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up.
He made it up?
Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras. There's no footage of him sneaking into the Kodovian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right.
I see. So defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals.
That's why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they are no match for us von Karmas. I don't... Oh, you're serious? Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on non-release regarding the KG8 incident, remember?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to.
I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. Yatagarasu? Monsieur, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know that much about that character myself. But I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them.
Requests from companies?
The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu's in the business of stealing people's lives. No. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma?
Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully. Ah!
There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That's hilarious. Of course it was.
I hate you all. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight?
And, so in the end, what is the Jagerwasser? I have to say, I had never even heard this thief when I was in Germany. Jagerwasser steals that information. Namely, in digging out the dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. Jagerwasser is a vigilante who steals such info and makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief.
Sounds like Monsieur is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Monsieur. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Scruffy! Gummy! Detective Gumshoe.
Hey, it's you, pal. You're here.
As am I.
I don't think you need to whip him to let him know you that.
Do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective, I really didn't.
Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, Detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you.
Have your heart, pal.
But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is.
That's right. Hey, pal. Go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you?
I would have done so, even had you not requested me to do so, Detective. I'm probably not gonna get anything. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry?
I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. At the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school, every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom.
How pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere school child. Listen, it gets confusing when your son's schedule's changed. I'm with Detective Gumshoe here. Who claimed to be standing in guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom?
Earlier, around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. So, I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday.
And yet something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to the guard duty.
No! Your words sting worse than that. Whip, pal.
It was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Next up. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nope. Not a thing, pal.
In that case, I'll also take a look at what you are carrying with you on your personage.
Wait! You can't do that!
There's nothing of any particular value in here.
Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know.
And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket?
It's off, pal!
Let's do it to us already.
Yo!
Annual bonus check within, $5 total. Except there's no check inside.
You've had your look now. Give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective.
I just feel depressed looking at this. My god.
I just got it and cashed it today. I have literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back.
You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later.
How could you?
Damn, man. Hello.
I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now.
I think I've asked him just about everything I need to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there's one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe.
Understood, but please make it brief, sir.
Alright. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. So he wants... Okay, I see what the game's asking. Gummy, you need to be straight with me here. You told me earlier that you had heard no sound other than the gunshot on the hallway. Is that correct?
No mistake about it, pal.
And you are also claiming that no one else passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct?
Yep. Not even a single ant passed through that hole when I was on duty.
You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself.
Huh? Oh. But it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway. Didn't hear anything else, pal. But the killer found a way to kill two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine.
So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. Why would he do so, given the situation he's in? He must know, then, who's gonna be... The only thing is, knowing Gumshoe, he probably just doesn't want to accuse the person who he saw. I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Oh no! No! What? Okay, first of all, why did you kick me? But more importantly, I think I see, especially considering Gumshoe's reaction just now, I think I get what's happening. It was Kay he saw, didn't he? And if he says it was Kay, then she suddenly becomes a suspect, and he's not willing to just suddenly accuse a child. Yeah, that sounds about right with Gumshoe. I can 100% believe that. Also, what?
How could you have not noticed that coming?
How could I have? Wasn't that child I changed money for earlier?
Thanks. That's exactly what I needed.
Hands can sometimes be so cruel.
Looks like she dropped something.
A Swiss roll. Nice.
Good. Maybe you should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead.
I believe some sort of punishment may be needed to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all that I need of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge.
We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of the lobby in front of lobby number 2 next, then.
I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Let's go in. Investigation start. Oh, hello.
I can't believe I'm a witness for once.
No. Did you see anything else?
No, I don't think so.
I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation.
Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law.
That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions.
Anytime, detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Hi. Oh, you're the new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Franziska Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see. Mr. New Prosecutor Mr. New Prosecutor... what? Wait. I bit my tongue. Are you alright, Your Honor?
Feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh, very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Comma, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Miss Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes? What about it, Miss Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. All right. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. Investigation time. What do you gotta say, friend? Notice anything?
This is a pretty spacious hallway, but it's nothing compared to the ones at home.
Indeed. Because Mr. Von Comma's house is a bit too spacious.
However, even with this much space, there's nowhere for that scrap face to hide. Well, other than the crime scene just beyond those doors.
Francisca, I believe it's much too early to draw any conclusions. It was already proven that Detective Gumshoe was in this hallway the entire time. Now all we need to do is gather all information. To do that, we'll just have to examine everything I see here by myself. Oh. Well, we've got our evidence. Ugh. I saw that. Francisca, you can move. I saw that.
Would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods.
A vending machine that sells courthouse special goods. A few sweet items are for sale. Oh. Interesting. Huh. So this is where she got the Swiss roll from, but that shouldn't be possible, right? Oh my... I just realized what happened. The Swiss rolls is $6, it said. Obviously, we know she got $1 from Edgeworth because we traded for the dollar. We traded the dollar for the change. But where would she get $5 other dollars? Where would one get $5 other dollars? $5 other dollars. Detective Gumshoe's annual bonus of $5. Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. I love you, Gummy.
Don't be a jerk in court, like these beef jerks. One pack for $9. And it's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. With these for $6. They're awfully overpriced.
The lineup is simply awful, period.
Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine.
I was wondering about that myself. Yep.
Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. The end of what?
Oh, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that the one should eat these during recess?
You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh?
Wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all.
We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me.
If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together.
If I split it with you, then I don't want it.
Can you not just treat me like fairly for once, God? Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean?
I bet it means the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now.
I do not like that implication. No, I think it might mean that this was milked right here from the various defendants.
Miles Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious.
Of course not. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's looking bad. Blinding your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence?
Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long.
There's the sting of a whip. The sting of orange juice may not be so bad. Hot dog. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Just like your slogan was decided the Republic contest. And the winner was Prosecutor Winston.
What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Von Comma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty, dogs.
That's even worse, and I don't even know how you manage that.
Objection!
No.
Overruled.
No. Don't be a jerk and call for like these beef jerks. I see.
Objection!
Mine's Edgeworth. Wouldn't you agree that's a very clever pun?
Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name? I still can't believe it.
Even a foolish fool who could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. They're acting so foolishly that I got so fiddly mad at it, and now I'm utterly famished.
If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you.
Sounds like it's directed at the hand of a judge.
Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. I heard that! What about the drinks machine?
It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area.
Suppose not. Perhaps I should check someone else. What about you? Did you find something, officer?
I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more.
Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue?
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. What the hell? Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer?
Nope. Just the fingerprints of those involved in the case, sir.
I guess we know all the players in this case then, huh?
Could appear that way, but I have a nagging feeling that we're missing something. And I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere.
He's making a most ridiculous looking face.
That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose.
I suppose. But upon karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight.
Of course. At any rate, this person seems to be of no use to us right now. Examine. There are no signs that this fire extinguisher was used in the crime.
If you could already tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it?
Francisco, let's not try to rush absolute genius. Please talk to me!
Hi.
Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire you about.
No.
Hey, how about you doing some actual work, you?
I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during your recess.
You're getting in the way of the investigation.
I have an order from Mr. Von Kamm himself, plus I still hold investigative authority. Yeah, sweet.
Does showing that off make you feel like a big, strong prosecutor?
Of course not! I was simply proving my title of prosecutor to you.
See, but most prosecutors don't go around flying these things. It's like a detective walking around outside with his badge flashing in the sunlight. Show that off too much, and before you know it, you'll be elbow deep in angry criminals.
Would definitely be a problem. Pretty sure I've read that before, now I think about it. You want a Swiss roll? Detective Bad, I'd like to give you a Swiss roll.
Thanks.
What? Look at me!
What a narcissist. He ran look at his own face in the evidence.
Don't trust your eyes all the time, little girl. I can see the evidence. Keep an eye on the two of you with this mirror.
But then why don't you answer?
Guess I've got nothing to say. That's all.
Understood. Why couldn't you have just said that? Look at Gumshoe's money!
I don't wanna.
$5.
Fair day.
It sounds like you lost someone close to you.
It was a battle, buddy. We fought through a lot together. The boy with a silver spoon in his mouth couldn't understand society's dark underbelly.
Although, honestly, I suppose he's right. I don't have anyone to blame that way. Oh, it's not as though I long for someone like that. Nor am I good at getting close.
I don't want to look at you.
What about the blood? Nope.
I don't like blood either.
Also, can I ask, why does it look like your coat's been shot? Like, you must have been through a lot. And just notice, your tie is also shot. Look at the bottom of his tie, it's also got bullet holes in it. I'm half expecting to just realize you have like a bullet hole in your arm or something at this rate. Alright, let's just get talking. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here.
Faraday. The girl was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. Detective instinct told me.
A lot of good you did you. You couldn't even protect that one lone prosecutor with it.
Hold it!
Don't hurt her. Francisca, I think you need to apologize.
I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue.
I used the phone on the first floor. I called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up.
And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad.
Yeah. I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together.
Oh.
As we entered this hallway, we ran to you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside.
And around what time did all that take place?
Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. And after giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't.
If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to?
That's simple. He must have gone to lobby number 2 just as I suspected.
You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe.
It would seem that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. The gunshot. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not?
Yeah. I heard it when I was in defend lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 to get with you.
How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshots and your arrival on the scene?
Less than a minute.
What were your movements upon hearing the gunshots?
I grabbed the big lug. He was just walking around in the hallway. I'm racing to lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order.
That makes you discover the crime scene, right?
Yeah, I guess it does. Oh, miss.
I am about to become a prosecutor very soon. You'll treat me with the dignity I deserve or else.
Don't wave that thing around anymore. And I'll have you arrested for obstruction. Little miss.
Wow, he actually dodged it.
You won't dare!
Just joking.
Nyah.
Detective Bad is really something if he can make Francisca behave.
Are we about done?
Is there anything else I should ask about? I guess the situation. I'd like to know a little more about the circumstances under which you heard the gunshots.
Like I said, I was in lobby number 1 with you. I have nothing else to add.
Well, his testimony certainly corroborates with what Miss Hugh said.
Miles, you already asked him about that, remember?
Suppose I should ask about something else. What the time? I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshots.
It was around the end of the recess. The trial was about to start again. I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, Bang. The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums.
So you heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Is it possible that there really was a party popper that went off? You know, I wonder. Didn't she... There's one other item I can think of that might make a sound that people could mistake for a gunshot, potentially. Or at least would startle people enough to think they heard it. Which is a balloon popping. That's the only other thing I can think of. And didn't Kay have a balloon, but she didn't when she kicked Edgy?
Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste.
What?
Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of his door, doing nothing.
I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Rather, he is keeping us under surveillance. To what end? This is bad. May I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer?
I don't have anything else to say. The two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place.
Fine then. Be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Myers.
You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation?
Do as you like.
Well, I guess that's something. Here it is. The ants! Wait a minute. What is that? That wouldn't happen to be rubber, would it? What is it? It's rubber. It's rubber. It's a balloon. It's a balloon popping. It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. Yeah! Alright, I think we know what the sound of a gunshot was. I feel as if I've seen something like this before.
Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there's a litter running loose inside this courthouse is simply unforgivable.
Don't whip me, damn it! It's not like it was I who littered.
Rubbish belongs in the rubbish bin.
Will you quit? Ants. Wait, I want to look at the cactus.
Ugh. What's the matter?
I still don't want these cactuses needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp.
Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
You really think so? Because I believe this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Oh. I see.
Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how it is related.
Yeah, I see it.
Ants. Ants.
I can look outside. However, I doubt the killer could have escaped through here.
Of course not. This is the third floor after all.
It appears that bars are installed on this to prevent people from falling out.
Bars? What bars?
Can you not see them from your vantage point? Bro, I was just stating a fact! I must not remember to bring up that taboo subject again. Damn it! Anyways, ants. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size.
And if you want to carry that mighty von common name and not be squished under it, you better work extra hard just like these ants.
The same goes for you, Francisca.
I don't need to work.
There's a handprint here. The dirt on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance.
I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame!
Hold it!
Wasn't me. Calm down, Francisca. I can feel the whip getting closer to my face. Now, take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you?
I suppose it could be.
Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench.
I see. And then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to?
Sir, yes, sir.
I got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir.
And do we know who they belong to?
Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Oh, this is starting to become kind of a cute sad. I think I know why he. Oh, if it's. I think it's Kay sharing the Swiss roll, isn't it? Because they said that the Swiss roll comes in packs of 2.
And there you have it.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench.
It sounds like you and I will be using this information in very different ways. One last thing to check. This.
What are these black speckles?
I believe it's a pile of ants eating away.
Ugh, detective claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet here's a whole hill of them.
Don't slap me! What are you hitting me for?
As a replacement for that pathetic detective.
Ugh. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts.
Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating.
From the looks and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. There we go. That's all the logic I needed.
Mine's Edgeworth. The courthouse is kept pristine at all times.
Stop! Help! It wasn't me that dropped the food on the ground!
The courthouse must be kept clean.
Ugh. Help! Help me! Alright. Windowsill and the piece of trash. It was a balloon that was popped by the cactus. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon.
I suppose that's possible.
The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes.
Yep, so that's why that's there. Next up to connect, the Swiss roll and the vending machine. These bits of chocolate and cake. Could they not have come from a Swiss roll?
Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that?
That is not a question to ask me. Ask the judge. It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. I want a Swiss roll.
Ah, the vending machine. Ah, I see. Same usual as the Swiss do until they end with these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive.
Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now.
Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I?
Detective Gumshoe must have sat here on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Yep.
How can you not clean up after himself? How utterly despicable.
Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of the facts.
A contradiction? Where?
I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. It's the money. I see. Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious. $6. Detective Gummy only had 5, though. Not bad. Gumshoe only had $5. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage.
How poor is that guy?
If his bonus really was only $5, and he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor.
Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow.
Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Yep. Alright, now it's finally time Finally, you'll talk to me. My goodness, I tell you a damn while. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Very well, you may continue with your testimony. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh, I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in trial run by this judge. Why not? I'm trustworthy.
Today's trial may have ended abruptly, but we will meet again.
I'm looking forward to that day, Miss Edgeworth.
And I become prosecutor, you may even see me in your courtroom a few times. I hope you'll treat me with even greater respect than now.
I only ask that you please do not bring a whip into my courtroom.
I'm afraid that issue is not up for negotiation.
As long as the whip can't reach the seat, I'm sure His Honor will be safe. I think. I'm not safe. I can see the future. Remember, I'm the omnipotent judge of this series. And yet, I can't be protected from it. It still reaches my bench somehow, and I don't know how. Help me.
Your Honor, I'd like for you to please take a look at this piece of evidence.
Very well. The court will accept this into evidence.
No, wait, that's not what I showed it to you for.
Miss Edgeworth, if I may, I suggest you bone up on court procedure a bit more. When evidence is shown before me, it goes into evidence. That is the law of the court.
Your Honor, I'm sorry to say this, however, that rule does not apply to the outside world.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Come to think of it, I suppose court is not in session right now.
Being passionate about one's work is one thing, but to confuse it with real life?
I'm not the brightest bulb. I do my job right enough, but I'm not exactly the smartest person, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I get the job done. Decently enough. More evidence for the judge. Look at this gun, Your Honor. More evidence for the judge. Unfortunately, his dialogue does take a little bit of a while to skim through.
Stop stealing my evidence!
They just look so tasty.
Tasty?
I'm the one who... I'm hungry. Can you buy me a Swiss roll, Edgeworth?
No, buy it yourself.
I am the judge here. I make the rules, and you will buy me a Swiss roll. Or you will be held in contempt of court.
Fine.
Alright, here's your damn sweet Swiss roll. Oh, it's a Courthouse special Swiss roll. It has such a nice fluffy texture and just the right amount of sweetness to it. And it's made from all natural ingredients. So of course it's easy to digest as well. I see. Actually, they decided only recently to sell these rolls as a Courthouse special. Of course, I've been sending in my special requests all along. Why don't you try sending in a request once in a while? I suppose I'll just have to think of a good suggestion by the next time I come here. Ooh, $5? I would love $5. I still love that the judge is just eternally the same no matter how many years in the games go by. That will never not be funny. You wish to ask about Detective Bad. Well, he is one well-honored detective. He doesn't say much and he doesn't really like people, but he has quite a few words.
Yes, I figured as much. He has such a bad habit of randomly treating people as though they were children.
Ah, but if you're in pursuit of a criminal, then there's no one I'd trust more with my life. Even in the middle of a fierce gunfight, Detective Bad doesn't lose his cool.
Aren't you exaggerating just a bit? I mean, what detective doesn't value his or her life?
Edgeworth, did you see the bullet holes in his coat? I don't think I'm joking. I don't think I'm exaggerating either. No, you don't understand. he got all those holes in his jacket from all the gunfights he's on in Fine Crime. So it is gun hole. Then how is he alive? There are gunshots in his tie, which means he should have gotten shot in the heart. You should learn about him if you want to be a part of the world of law enforcement. Somebody tells me that I should strive to stay on that detective's good side. Again, he has bullet holes on his tie, which means he should have been shot, like, in his heart or something. So how? Also, your courtroom's dirty. I don't really care. Ooh, is that piece of sweet rolling around? Can I have it? No. What? That's gross. Gross. Time of the murder. Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go to take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's room. Restroom. Wait, what? In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. Why? Why would you have a window in the... What? That's gross. What? Why? Remind me never to go to the bathroom here. When I was going into the restroom, that detective, Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines, buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please, let me regain my composure. Really suspicious. That's what my finely honored judge's intuition said. I said, calm down, damn it. You're scaring me. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? I wonder if you can really really see the men's bathroom window from that one there. You can. I'm looking at it right now.
I demand that you show me this view at once.
I suspect that her height is what's limiting her ability to see. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Anytime, Miss Edgeworth, anytime.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly.
Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Again, I'm not the smartest person, but I get my job done right. You can't complain with my results at the very least. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here.
Well, I do too.
All right, Francisca. Would you care to share what conclusions you've come to?
Why should I do that? What's the limit of a competition, you know? We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead.
Very well. It's almost cute though she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first, we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. But I just got out! Leave me alone! Wait, are we actually gonna have testimony from the judge for once? I mean, from our main judge that we know of throughout the whole series, not a judge. We've had a judge testify before in some capacity in another game. Point is, the judge. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that.
Even you, a judge, is nothing but a common witness before Van Karma.
Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say.
Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Van Van Karma, the Miss Genius Prosecutor's successor.
You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
As a defender of the law, I can never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well. Then, your testimony, if you please. We're actually going against the judge! Yup. But why does it look like I'm at the defense attorney's bench? what I saw at recess. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I can see into the hallway. Hold on, I'm just now getting a look at this layout. What kind of layout is this? Why is the restroom at the end of a hallway, and why is it that there's no quick way of getting to it? Aside, the fastest way you've got is going from 3rd floor lobby up all the way left, crossing the distance of 2 whole lobbies, going down, and then getting to the restroom. What is this? Why not connect it here at the very least, or something? What is this? This is awful. As I entered, I saw a detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? Sorry. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. I have to press every statement. I love the judge. Your Honor, I honestly do hope that they never replace the judge. I understand it wouldn't make sense, but at the same time, it would just be beautiful. Just to have him be immortal. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. Just have him be immortal. Hey Judge, how are you? How old are you again? Oh, I'm 100 million years old.
What?
Your Honor, why exactly did you pay a visit to the restroom, if I may ask? Well, isn't it obvious? What else do you go to the restroom for? Maybe... I knew it. You suspect me of some sort of tomfoolery, don't you? Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is gonna be much harder than I anticipated. I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think things through with a level head. I'm just nervous because so much has happened today with this trial. Let's see. I announced the recess, and time for us to reconvene. But having done all that, I still wasn't able to go to the restroom right away. Then why couldn't you? Mr. Faraday had been accused, so I had paperwork to process regarding a new prosecutor. Once I had finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to the restroom. And Lacey stayed consistent on the going to the restroom part of his testimony. There's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway.
Hold it!
Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom? What is the meaning of that statement? I simply meant that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor. I had to go for such a long time. It was all I could do to dash to the closest one to the courtroom. I suppose that's only natural given his circumstances. I ran to the courtroom through this floor's main lobby and down the hallway. Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals. It was through that window that you witnessed Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor. Yes, exactly! Your Honor, there's no need to yell. I can hear you just fine. Oh, I guess I put a little too much into that last answer. I'm sorry. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. I know what it's wrong. Detective Gumshoe couldn't have bought it, but... Are you sure that person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat. Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw. What? Preposterous! My eyes are sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although, recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be. Clearly, his eyes are not the only things that have gone fuzzy. But allow me to say with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw. When I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared.
Hold it!
He disappeared. But, Your Honor, didn't you just say I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines? Why, yes. Yes, I did. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right to the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look and there was no one in sight. So I think there's actually a very simple explanation as to what happened. I think he just sat down. He was eating the Swiss roll and he sat down. And when he's sitting down, it's hard to see anybody from the window. He probably was there the whole time. But he just sat down. That let me serve the only solution to this mystery. Apologies, but that detective must have gone to the crime scene, lobby number 2 at that point. So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he? Would you stop yelling, by the way?
Hold it!
Stop yelling! Only I'm the one allowed to yell. Your Honor, I ask you please remain calm. No, I'm perfectly perfectly calm. You're being anything but perfectly calm.
It appears that his honor cannot have been mistaken in what he saw.
I suppose so, given his line of sight. However, Francisco, why do you suppose our lines of sight are so different?
Is he referring to my height?
No, can't you hold that weapon still for just a second?
No, about his honor's testimony.
I believe his line of sight would be an important factor.
If it's not important, why don't you hurry up and tell him already?
I will, but there's one more thing I need to do if I'm to correct his honor's testimony. I'm going to need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements. Yeah, he just sat down. He didn't disappear. What was the finger wag for, Miss Edgeworth? Don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony? If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I myself never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by.
Miss Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life.
This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. But I don't want to hear it from you. Anyways, Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me. What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. If you must know, the uncouth bencholier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Yeah, that's good, but who was it? We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty! Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. Yep. They just sat down and became crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench. And Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints proved my conclusions to be true. Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom? It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisco herself was unable to see out that window. I also get the feeling I'm about to be whipped. Yep, there we go. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. It seems that you have made the correct connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. Whoa! Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Huh?
Sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it!
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually, there is. I remember something else just now. Miss Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court once more.
Even if we ruled him, he would just keep on talking, wouldn't he?
That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right?
I see no issue with this. What I saw, part 2. I suppose it's possible you can see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard a loud bang of a gunshot.
No, he didn't. He did not.
How was that? This is the testimony of the one who judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, you try to state the important facts first next time. I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
I'm sorry. Honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now.
Now that he mentioned it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that.
Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like you to clarify a few things in your testimony.
Drink water.
I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window.
Hold it!
Yep. In that case, do you concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony?
Now hold on there. I just said that it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on that bench, do you? Ugh. While you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting, I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left.
He's right. I've yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. My feigns ignorance, His Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge, I mustn't underestimate him. Doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked.
Hold it!
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into the hallway?
After I called for a recess, I handed the change for Prosco paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right.
20 minutes, sir. $20. I can check this? I didn't realize I could check this. Sweet. I can't believe they're selling Swiss rolls like these in vending machines these days.
Yes, and I can't believe it's $6 too. I mean, who charges that much for commonest junk food?
Francisca, if you want one, all you have to do is buy one for yourself.
Look, I'm working right now. It won't do for me to eat while there's a case to be solved.
Your idea of working must be vastly different from my own. I see. I think it's detective badge testimony that's going to prove that. Just as I expected.
What are you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
Very well. Alright, if you insist.
Let's see, I looked into the hallway about 20 minutes before we reconvened, but that's not what Detective Bad told us. Detective Bad said it was right before the trial began.
Objection!
So, what is this? You are...
Overruled. I cannot allow you to make an objection.
What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I can allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Guards! I've been overruled?
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred
Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you bite your...
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca.
Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back.
With your height, you need a stepladder to accomplish that. Miss Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Your Honor, I have a bit of an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshots right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it as clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot.
The sound of the gunshots. You keep returning to this point of contention. That piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. A balloon.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is that pink substance?
It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept this pink balloon to the court record?
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there's no guarantee the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
But that is not right. Let me ask you something. Do you think the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough of that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What the manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified.
Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse.
I want to trade these coins with you.
That's it. The balloon the girl was holding explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Oh no. Giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do. What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There's still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do, for now, is continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. To that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. David, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case.
September 10th, Disaster Court, courtroom number 3.
Hey, I'm back. What's up? What is it now? Is it time for my trial already?
Damn, that was fast.
I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No, I'm the literal judge. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that.
Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental?
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove that he's completely innocent of this crime. I guess so.
What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you're on guard duty. And please, remember, you are not on trial. This is all just as part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony, she will kill you. That's not even a... That's just the truth.
My whip will object, loud and clear.
If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
I got you, pal.
Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. Gumshoe! While I was on duty.
Came down to the scorehouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. My honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal.
I don't think there was anything inherently wrong with that.
He's still singing the same tied tune.
In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. Time to press. There's something hiding. Got me? Speak it.
Hold it!
So, was it really Detective Bad who called you down here? Also, it is getting cold in my room, and now I need a jacket.
Sir, you're already wearing your you know what, actually, I feel like if I challenge you, I'm just gonna get a pay cut, so I'm just gonna keep quiet.
Yeah, that's right.
You bet it was, pal. I was left in charge of the precinct while everyone is out, and this call comes in. I want you down here in 1 minute flat, he said. Well, I thought this was my big chance, my first case, so I made a mad dash down here. I got here in 20 minutes. Although, I couldn't exactly get here in a minute flat.
So how long did it take you?
About 10 minutes, I guess.
And what was Detective Bad doing when you finally made it?
He was waiting for me down on the first floor in the entranceway, pal. He just thrashed me as soon as I got here for not being here.
Hold it!
And by he, you mean...
Detective Bad, of course. And this being my first case at the time at the courthouse. He also walked with me up to the 3rd floor hallway in front of the defendant lobbies.
And did you meet anyone along the way?
Well, just as we entered the hallway, we ran to Miss Yu.
Again, I still think it's Miss Yu. She's the only person that seems suspect at the moment. Because, again, she has a motive for killing Faraday, considering he was involved in the trial of her sister, of her sister's killer.
We heard from Miss Yu that Mr. Faraday. When he heard from Miss Yu that Mr. Faraday was not to be interrupted. That's when Detective Bad told me to stand guard in the hallway, pal.
So far, Detective Gumshoe's testimony is matching up with Detective Bad's. Nothing inherently wrong with it so far.
Hold it!
You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well then. And what exactly does guarding the door entail?
Well, to put it simply, oh no, it was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to.
Yeah.
Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
because we are all in shock. And in awe of your utter stupidity.
Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one.
But I'm not lying.
I should hurry up and bring this and sip a test while you're closed. Gummy, you really gotta do better than that.
I have an objection.
What is it, pal?
Take a gumshoe. I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things. The Cora Special Swiss rolls, right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the solid hallway bench?
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that.
Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate, slovenly pig.
Yeah. I promise to clean up later. I swear.
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't eat moving in a single step from in front of that doorway? If that is really the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how'd you manage to get that bench dirty with your grubby hands?
Yeah.
It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
All right, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything.
Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine.
Okay, I'm sorry. Fine. But that's all I'm sorry about. Oh, you got it? Because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
Huh? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal.
No, you do. Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
It's true, pal. I swear there's nothing else.
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of the pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Huh? Remind me again, pal?
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack.
And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask you then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that?
I told you I bought it by myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me. So there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof that there was someone else in that hallway, don't you?
Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances that... Wait, you do?
Of course I do.
What? Oh!
What proof do I have that there must have been someone else there in the hallway? The balloon, right? The pink balloon!
Take that!
What? That's not it! I could have sworn that would have been it! I have no intention of falling for this lie because there is definitely a second person. So if he was truly alone all along, then that piece of evidence should not exist. Is it the Swiss roll itself? Okay.
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal.
Ah, I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief.
What? I would never do such a thing!
All you liars are sick. Star ass thieves. You're under arrest, pal.
I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start as liars. In that case, what does that say about you, Detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. There are 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other to a certain other person, didn't you?
No way, pal. You got them all wrong. I ate both of them.
There she is!
Nope. Got you this time. It would appear that we've caught you at last.
Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl.
It would appear that they do know each other after all. Yep. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow?
My name, you know, is Kay.
Kay what?
Kay Faraday.
Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter?
I'm not you, I'm Kay.
Kay? You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well, you should have put Gummy under arrest, mister.
Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
What's a cute nickname you've given him? Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
Kay.
It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. What is happening? So, anything?
That girl, she seems to know that scruffy detective. Maybe she knows something about him that we don't.
Agreed. However, she seems to be rather uncooperative at the moment.
She's like a stray alley cat. I wonder what would happen if we fed her.
Perhaps I would try feeding her. Maybe sweet roll, Swiss rolls. It appears we've caught you red-handed eating a Swiss roll.
Look, I'm sorry about lying to you, pal.
And? Do you have nothing else to say?
Sure do. They're so fluffy and sweet and big. Oh, it's perfection, pal. It's totally worth every penny of my bonus.
I see. Well, good for you, detective.
I can't believe it, but it's almost funny when a fool is this unbelievably foolish.
Okay.
So, what do I do in this situation? Oh dear. What's the matter, Your Honor? I claim to hand down fair verdicts, but I unfairly cast suspicion on the big fella. If this had been a trial just now, I would have destroyed his life. I'm the guilty one. We all make mistakes, Your Honor. To err is human, to forgive divine, as they say.
Although if you were to make a mistake during a trial, then it would be quite unforgivable.
Francisca. Anyways, hello, small child. Nothing, Kay.
She's like a stray cat.
I wonder if I should feed her something. Here, kitty kitty.
Take that!
Here's a Swiss roll. Okay, I promise to give you this if you... I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
Oh, a Swiss roll.
Yoink. It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daggy.
Aww. Yeah? Oh my. Your father is...
Don't you say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daggy. I overheard the guards talking.
Oh,
About how Daggy's... He's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him.
okay.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not...
Uh-oh. Help. Oh dear. It's all right. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. Aw. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that instant, I dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. This child. It feels certain shared fate. A common bond between us.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
You're right. Sorry about that. It's alright. Okay. Here, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Here you go. Oh. No, my cravat! My cravat! Don't blow your nose on that!
Feel better now. Thanks.
Damn it! My cravat! Did you see what she just did?
Looks like the girl is wanting to kindly calm down.
Yes, I believe I can take my time and talk with her now.
It's so disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore?
Didn't Mr. Von Comma say the exact same thing earlier? For Franziska, I don't think you two are that far apart in terms of age. Actually, how are?
Look at it! Look at the little baby. The little baby portrait is so cute.
She's 13. And you are 10. Got it. She's only 3 years older.
I'm about to become a prosecutor, so understand that I'm nothing like that little girl.
What about my cravat? It appears that we've caught you red-handed eating a sweet roll. Swiss roll. Swiss. Alright. Child, you're gonna give us the evidence we need. Okay. Are you going to be alright?
Yep, I'm already alright.
Somehow, I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it.
I promise Daddy I never cry in front of strangers.
You're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Ah, she's so cute. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I still need to keep all my promises.
You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child, keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'd even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, Ziggy. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth, after all.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Franziska's sympathetic to Kay's feelings.
I don't even have the heart to show you anything related to the case. I just want to show you the badge.
Daddy showed this to me before.
Well, he was a prosecutor too, so it's only natural that he had one as well.
Daddy would pin this badge up on me a lot, just for fun.
Putting a prosecutor's badge on a child for fun?
Daddy said that if he put it on his clothes, a scary prosecutor would get mad. He also said that the scary prosecutor said it was more fashionable to not wear it. I wonder who that scary prosecutor could be.
I wonder, could Kay be talking about Mr. Von Comma?
I don't even have the heart to show you anything else, because I'm terrified about doing that.
Your father? Hey, what kind of person was your father?
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So, to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh,
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Dad. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together.
Aww. A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay?
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. It's mine now. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you will continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I should take a look at that diary, though. Kay's promises to Daddy. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger. Promise 2, never go anywhere with a stranger. Promise 3, always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Promise 4, never cry in front of strangers. Promise 5, always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules, okay? Be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promise to me, okay? Love, your dad. Aww.
So cute. I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay. So, I'm gonna second the catch some bad people, right? That makes me a hero too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay?
What is with the two of them? I hand out verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too.
Yes, and thanks to your also heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy's not a bad person, okay?
That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? Well, let's read about those Swiss rolls first. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks so much for that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why...
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
We gotta remind you that you're the one already under arrest.
Yo!
I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this questioning. So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier.
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at that vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while. And then we went our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it.
Oh? Which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right?
Come on. You got me!
Told you stop peeing on Gummy, mister.
Very well then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later.
I'm sorry about your roughly thing.
Yes, well now there's possibly drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. Here you go.
Daddy said never take things from a stranger.
Huh, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page.
Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me the next time we meet.
Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from a stranger.
Aw.
Little baby.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe.
Uh-oh.
I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway.
Will you stop being mean to Gummy?
Uh-oh.
Miss Edgeworth, there's still something you have yet to resolve.
I beg your pardon?
You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us.
That's, well...
I mean, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about Kay. Everything's gonna be okay.
Ah, so that's why.
So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay? Is it her notebook?
Take that!
Mr. Faraday in Kay's promise notebook. How does this explain anything?
Just take a look at this page. It's written very clearly that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay.
What a foolishly foolish fool of a foolishly foolish reason for a foolish. Die! Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why.
Gummy,
At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now?
I guess there's no being you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while now. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. All the
but all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 a pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah. Then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
No, look at your little baby. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. I only had about $1 in coins.
So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
So Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. Don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know?
he told me he'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll save and give to Daddy. Aww. Who knew that Scruffy can be so considerate?
Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together.
Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. And the sweet taste of that cake's chocolate, I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal.
Anyway, okay, I believe this also belongs to you.
Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once, I forgive you. That balloon, I once raised Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half the Swiss roll.
Aww.
Wow, you really got me there, pal.
No. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister.
So you kicked me, is that it?
Oh, that's why. Oh, little baby.
You show a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister.
It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. But about the Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held onto it until Detective Gumshoe's cleared of all charges and free to go?
Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Uh-oh. That was, yep.
Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime.
What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. I'm getting lectured on manners. Pension for whipping people. How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not a bad guy. Oh, whatever year. What is the child doing here in the courthouse? Bail, at least takes the child in.
No! Run, gang! What? Miss Callisto, you! That girl's Mr. Faraday's.
I know. So what? You think that because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her speak nothing gang underfoot.
I suppose you're right. However,
As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but
You see? Isn't it obvious how that it could only have been the detective? He's the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders.
ugh. I've no counter-argument for that.
Don't worry, I already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest.
Ugh. The investigation's far from over.
Oh, that's right, I was gonna speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
Oh. I suppose it is.
Well, as someone with more experience than one of you, allow me to share something.
Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or he may regret what comes to your negligence.
Oh, Myers, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. It's unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma.
Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking for the results of your investigation.
So, we're back at square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime, lobby number 1. I still think it's gotta be you. She's seeming even more suspicious now that she's wanting to get this wrapped up. Because she doesn't want to be suspected. Oh boy. Hey, Bad! September 10th, 5:45 p.m. Desk record, defendant lobby number 1. I am not... What is this incredibly overpowering scent? Sweet scent.
Smells like flowers.
Oh, the child!
Uncle Bad, is this it?
Uncle Bad! Oh, that's so good! Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there?
Looks like she might escape the bailiff.
No, that's not quite it.
Aw, too bad. But so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it.
Thanks, I'll treasure it, always.
These two seem to get along rather well.
Oh, here. I got something else for you.
What? Oh!
Thank you, Uncle Bad. Earlier, I ate one of these gummy.
Yummy. Oh, you mean gumshoe?
Gummy is... He's trying to be nice to me because I was getting in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. I mean... No, he didn't kill Daddy.
Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying.
I'm not crying.
Hi. Okay.
Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady too.
Don't think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being.
You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. So I'm related to the investigation.
Is that so, Detective Bad?
Yeah, yes. You make fun of her and I'll kill you.
What? You were just schooling us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. And now you let this child run free. Why?
People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to why what Miss Yu is looking into.
Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright, I'm counting on you.
Oh, that's right. He
Why did I just... You know, there's been one question that's been stuck in the back of my mind, which is how this whole thing started. This whole thing started because Mackerel accused Faraday of being the Yatagarasu, right? And Kay ends up becoming the second Yatagarasu in the future, right? Obviously, the easy conclusion to draw there would be that she decided to become the Yatagarasu because of, freaking her father was the Yatagarasu. But I just had a strange feeling. What if it's not Faraday because she's his daughter? Or what if it's bad? Nah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
Hey, mister.
Yes? What is it?
Any threats?
Oi.
I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay?
I won't forgive whoever did this, but in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there's no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. Get back here! Criminal! Wait, I can actually go back in here. Oh, hi! What is it, Edgeworth? Oh, nothing in particular, however...
He says.
Ugh.
Yeah. What's supposed to be your main call?
Is everything I do humorous to this woman?
Look, Edgeworth, I'm incredibly busy right now. I got a million of things to figure out and check up on. If you want to talk, you're just gonna have to wait until later, okay?
I'll just continue with my investigation then. Alright. Couch. Look at this. That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room.
I wonder if a guard detail should be replaced on it.
Why do you say that?
But a desperate, low-paid detective might make it up with it someday. Never know.
She may be thinking about hiring a guard. But it's obvious she isn't factoring in the guard's salary whatsoever. Think to bad. What exactly was Kay searching for?
Oh no. Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Oh, and I suppose that has something to do with Kay.
It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste.
Sounds like he'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again.
I don't have anything to say to you.
No, you do. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate.
It's that ultra-strong perfume, you lawyers. She spilled some of it.
There we go. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. That floral scent was also smelt in the crime scene room.
I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window. That smell's still here.
Perfume, so sweet scent in the air is perfume.
Well, it's giving off quite the stench. I bet some cheap no-name brand.
She said it's a famous brand from overseas.
It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl. You can have it.
I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miss Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail.
Why can't she ever just be honest with what she wants? There we go. Alright, it's now starting to become very, very clear who the culprit in this scene is. It's gotta be you.
Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating.
Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. I want to show you the perfume you just gave me.
I'm not a big fan of perfume.
So exactly what kind of relationship do you have with Monsieur?
Like I told you, we're connected through the victim of the KG8 incident, her younger sister. I was supposed to protect her, but I failed in my duties. Just another pathetic detective. After that, Cochin's not guilty verdict. Sparked our pursuit of the case. Me as detective and she as a lawyer.
In other words, they're still working together. Alright, during the recess. So, you were here in this room the entire recess?
Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent.
Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Monsieur.
Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here.
Then what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Monsieur were in two different locations?
Yes, I am.
Interesting. Seeing as that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Let's see. Monsieur is the sister of the victim of the KGA incident. And, as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on the case. I wonder if the reason for her detain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case.
You knew.
I also know that today's trial involving a Cadovian and embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KGA incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday and the KGA incident.
If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you.
Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KGA incident.
It's nice to have a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved, you two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell.
What? It's a lollipop!
The honest truth behind the KG8 incident.
That's a lollipop. I thought it was a cigarette.
Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we three were involved in the KG8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring.
You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Mono Group's secretaries?
That trial was just a show. That trial was just a front.
A facade?
Yeah, but the case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amon Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed.
Then what became of the secretary who was arrested?
His name was Colin Devore. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Devore was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat.
The boss man of the Amano Group. You can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What was he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved in smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Kochev, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him.
That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece, I was supposed to protect them both.
Miss Yu did mention that as well. About how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister.
But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap.
What kind of trap?
The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap.
Oh, you were shot at? You mean you were fired upon?
You were shot at that many times in one gunfight.
No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG8 incident.
I see.
I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned, and that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu.
In relation to you, about when you first met Miss Yu, it was on the day the verdict of the KG8 incident was handed down, was it not?
Yes. Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do. Just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap right across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been enough punishment enough.
I suppose not. You said it herself. She never wanted to see either of us ever again.
But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct?
Yeah. Faraday and I, even after the KG8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But there was no use. We cracked so many different cases. The result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring.
Is the ring really that big?
It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney.
Her client was related to the smuggling ring and she was defending them?
Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time. For the same reason.
Come to think of it, Miss Chu did say something to the same effect.
I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KGA incident, alright?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rowell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him. Ever. So don't you dare suggest that I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable.
You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are.
How dare you insult the daughter of Von Karma?
Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all.
The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman.
You two are still too young. But one day you'll know what I mean. Enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all.
What about your relation to Faraday? So what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well.
I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together.
But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yadagarasu case.
Did we touch a nerve?
Yeah. I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yadagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the real Yadagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify. This time, to prove or disprove the accusation. I guess I won't be doing that either.
I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yadagarasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about that Yadagarasu. Would you care to share what you know about me?
You two should be looking for it now. This proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel.
I agree. Which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yadagarasu.
What?
The KG8 incident and the second KG8 incident. Both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there's one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yadagarasu. Mr. Earl claimed to be the Yagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yagarasu. Then, during the recess, they both were killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Max Edgeworth, stop being around the bush and just spit it out already.
I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yagarasu were both killed at the same time. Did they know who the real Yagarasu is?
Reason, huh?
And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Earl's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yagarasu.
If it will help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yagarasu.
What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident. Ah! It still accidentally whipped me anyways! Damn it!
There are three main reasons why the Yagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind ever.
I see. So those are the Yagarasu's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yagarasu has never been caught in tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yagarasu right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kadofian embassy, the Yagarasu.
The Yagarasu sent the evidence.
Until now, the Yagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others, knew about.
In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yagarasu who sent it?
That's easy. The special card that only the Yagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure.
And just what sort of card is it?
Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. When we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea that it was what it was.
Ah, and that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Earl was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yagarasu now. Hey!
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes.
His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, that'd be much appreciated, sir.
Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you?
Finding the answer to that question is either the only reason I'm still alive.
I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself. To play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. Evidence! Oh, it's you, Miss Edgeworth. It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at a witness stand. And now I have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Francisco, there's no need to further press His Honor.
I'm not trying to, Miles.
Your Honor. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor, the evidence. Your Honor! Oh, you! Yes, can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir. Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would accept that the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
She's busy with the investigation. So let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. Very well. In that case, please confirm that all pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men, this could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
There's all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see. Thank you very much. I will go ahead and confirm that they are all accounted for.
It would appear that the judge is still a bit dispirited.
Stop that! You're being so depressing.
You should listen to her, Your Honor, before things go from bad to worse. Although, it can't really get much worse for him other than to be whipped by her.
So this is the evidence related to today's Calopian embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag. You mean about the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes. Finally, we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just about the data about them.
Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Agreed. I want to take a good look at all of the evidence from the embassy murder too.
And why is that?
Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. God! Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something. And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. It's also
real to see the knife up close.
So we have the knife, the gun, and an envelope. And what's this organizer doing here? Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you.
About what, Your Honor?
They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested to be passed along to you. He said it would help with the investigation. Detective Bad said that.
What a strange stroke of luck.
Well, never let a good gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it too. I won't rest until I've until...
It's a switchblade. It's a knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art would be used for such a cruel act?
It's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? This gun was originally used to kill the Calopian embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest.
And then, this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. What is this file? I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started.
Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it.
Just as I should explain to you then.
Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please.
On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mackerel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot.
Simpleton of a man, that's what he was.
Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rell was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought.
I can't believe he didn't know it's a security camera.
Calopian Embassy's security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area.
So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself?
Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear.
The footage includes sound, huh? I don't think I'd ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life.
Me neither.
And then the important thing here.
Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it.
It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here.
I've collected the evidence I need to prove Rell was the killer, but... It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believes that Mr. Rell was the killer in the case. Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. The sound of his handgun going off was recording the superb clarity in the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rell is not the real Yatagarasu. And it also appears that he had proof that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how hard he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear up everything. The Yatagarasu's key? He apparently had a very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rell may have had about being the real Yatagarasu.
They had a way to prove that Mr. Rell was the guilty party in the embassy murder.
This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later.
What key? Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here.
Oh. It appears to be a key. Huh.
And a rather unneat one at that. Just look at the design on the handle.
The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer?
Yatagarasu's key?
Detective Bat said something earlier.
What's different about this time is that evidence related to the smuggling ring. It was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodofian embassy. Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence.
Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep the secret key safe.
The prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and the smuggling ring cases has to be expected. You think he may have been killed because of that key, then? That's odd.
What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. Oh, wait! Is that knife the key?
That certainly is odd.
The weapon that was used to kill the European embassy staff member was a gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell. It's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters a courthouse door is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside.
In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse?
You need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, is it a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag? Conversely, there's one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I would need to take another good look at the evidence.
Miss Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me? Meaning that you do not have the answer to me. Have to an answer for me?
Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca.
Then what is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. It's a key, right?
Take that!
I don't see how that answers my question.
Every piece of evidence has some secretive aspect about it.
I demand to know what the secret is to this.
Alright, there's no secret. You think carefully here. At least I don't get hurt for this one. An item no one has claimed to have seen? Oh! The surveillance tape? No one's mentioned anything about surveillance tape. What about the evidence of the knife itself? Plastic bags?
Take that!
I'm really happy that I don't get damaged for this. Everything gets presented. Fountain pen.
Take that!
Miles, I'm going to kill you.
Take that!
The perfume. Wait, I didn't realize I had a third page.
Take that!
This Yarnagarasu key, Miss Verde mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse. You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
I didn't realize I had that for some reason. I completely forgot. I'm gonna lie, I'm stupid.
You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and the ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? They do remind me of the knife. Very good. Both the Yarnagarasu's key in this photo and the Mirror's knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yarnagarasu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife. You seriously mean to say that?
It's the knife.
It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are in fact one and the same. But that's impossible!
Well, let's figure it out ourselves, shall we?
Even if that's what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let's examine this knife in a little more detail.
Should be a simple matter of figuring that out. Ah. I see something.
Aha! I can't believe it turned into a key. And to think there was such a trick to this thing.
So the weapon was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yarnagarasu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now.
Bingo!
Frankly, I'm shocked.
Mr. Faraday will only mention the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer.
It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding in a knife blade inside. But that's true.
It's you?
No. The only someone who knew about the key to knife trick. Don't kill Mr. Faraday.
Could it have been you?
Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. You're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yarnagarasu. And maybe Mr. L really was the Yarnagarasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that the one possible scenario?
No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. L was not the Yarnagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bat said earlier,
when we questioned Rel about what we sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
I see. Alright then, I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yagarasu. Could it really actually be you?
Seems that this key is truly the key to solving the case. It's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court.
Surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rose committed the murder.
What could it have got on Indeed?
Are you done with your inspection of the evidence?
Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I'm missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence. Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties?
What? No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for?
No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me.
But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene.
There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, defendant lobby number 2. I think...
Whoa! What? Huh? You! You're...
That's Detective Bad, but who's he with? Never seen that offset before.
So, did you find it? No, not yet. Now I've looked everywhere. I see. Well then, please continue with the search. Understood. I'll continue the search. So you're the one running the show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes.
How dare you? Just who do you think you are? Asshole. Well, that happened. What was that all about? And who was that man just now? Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent law officer in my life.
Does he even know that we're standing right here behind him?
I know you were standing right here behind me. What do you want, kids?
It looks like you were paying attention after all.
I'm using a mirror, you idiots. How would I not see you? Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head.
Ah, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now?
A guy came here from the Republic of Zhengfa to study. He's Agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of entertainment. From scratch.
By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication.
He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy is more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time.
I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad?
Earlier, that little girl was poking around lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you.
I highly doubt that. It has nothing to do with me. Fine. If this is a game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it here for today, since I think my headset's about to die. And I've also gone for a while and I'm hungry. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for watching, and hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you all later. Peace.